Hi, guys.
How are you? Feeling better? No?
The weather's doing funny things to me.
That's too bad.
Okay. How about you?
I'm good.
Dawn, I'm your co-host, so if you need anything, just let me know.
Thank God, because this computer is acting up today. I love new technology. Love it.
You know, and the older we are, it's like, wow, that's amazing.
You know, this shouldn't be a big deal. We've been doing Zoom for over a year now. Let me in. That's all I asked, is to let me into it. And no.
Oh, too funny.
Has to happen on the day that I'm hosting, right? Oh, how is everyone? I'm so sorry we can't be together.
I know.
Yeah. But this time next year, I don't know who's hosting, whether it's South Dakota or North Dakota. I'm going somewhere.
Yeah. I
Well,
agree.
others in my immediate space. So it's good to see everybody.
You too. Okay, there. I had a student that needed a Zello password.
Yeah.
I have one school that's in session full time, and then one that's not and hasn't been all year. And it's very, very frustrating. Ugh.
Yep. So are they hybrid or remote completely?
Completely remote.
Okay.
Pine Ridge did not open up at all this year. So yeah, it's been a challenge. But you know, we're doing the best we can.
That's right. Can't expect more than that.
I have more contacts in my phone than I have ever had in my entire life because all my students are on there.
Right.
Oh, but that's good, right? Is it windy where you guys are?
Ugh, it's gross today.
Oh, the sun, it looks like it's beautiful out, and then you open a door and you're like, wow.
We have slush in the air today.
Oh, it is sunny and beautiful, but the wind is, I would guess 50, 60 mile an hour gusts.
Yeah. We've had those days, but
Oh, well, I heard we were supposed to get some snow West River Wednesday and Thursday, and I'm like, oh. But I guess moisture is moisture, right?
that's right. We need that.
Yeah.
Renee, it looks like you have like an inspirational light behind you. There you are. I was gonna ask you to stay away from the light, but you're muted.
Sorry, I shut the shade.
It works. It works. All right. Well, we don't have a ton of time together, so I know there's a mixture of programs. It looks like all of our UV folks are doing grant writing today, which makes perfect sense. They should be.
Yes.
So talent search and EOC, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. So just given the mix of remote, in person, I know we've all had to try out new strategies this year, and I'm curious to know, and I think it might be a valuable conversation for us. What are those things, whether it's programs or strategies, that were new for you this year that you'll be continuing in the future?
I think I will use the videos I created for the lessons for Zello. Do you guys have Zello in North Dakota? It's like career cruising.
Okay.
Okay, and it's I love the website, and I do it full time with my both schools. But they take these interest surveys and learning style surveys and all that, and it matches them to different careers that they might be interested in, or their skill sets will match them to that, and might open their eyes a little bit to other careers out there. Anyway, so because of the distance learning, I created videos and then posted it on Google Classroom so they could actually watch it. I could play the video, they could understand it a little bit better, because some of the kids are really, especially our transfer kids, are new to this program, and so they get on there and go, well, what do I do? So I was that video, and I may use that anyway and upload it onto the Prometheum screen or the smart screen and use it as an aid, continue using it as an aid, I should say.
Mhm.
I wonder, we have something in the high school that I work in called Youth Science. I wonder if it's like the same thing, like you fill, I mean, it takes a couple hours to complete all of these little assessments. And then at the end, it kind of tells you your interest area, all of that stuff. I wonder, that sounds kind of similar.
It must be similar. I love the program. If the kids take it seriously, it can really open their eyes to different careers out there and different avenues to achieve that career, because they can research colleges, research scholarships, everything is on this website. And then they can also practice for the ACT through a sublink or another link that takes them to Method Test Prep. And it goes through like a 20-week session to prepare yourself for the ACTs. So
Very cool.
And what
yeah.
was the cost to that? Do you know?
It is a requirement through the state of South Dakota, so it is actually free to the schools. However, the personal learning plans are a pain in the rear. And if
Yep.
the school and if the schools are not willing to pay that extra $500, which is a plink in the bucket, honestly.
Total or per person?
No, total. All
It's
they
very,
have to
very-
all they have to do is link to the state of South Dakota Board of Education website, or not website, but whatever they do. And it automatically uploads every class they've taken and everything. And Pine Ridge School is not willing to do that. So I'm doing it all by hand, helping them do it all by hand. And it really, but anyway, I'm helping them out just because I think it's great PR for our schools.
Yeah.
So our program and the school to help out that way.
I wonder if it's a BIA thing, Becky, because Marty,
No.
it isn't. Okay. Because
No,
Marty
it
didn't
is.
do it either.
Yeah, well, that might be a BIE thing. But yeah, I mean, seriously, $500 when you look at the educational program is nothing. Some of these
No.
programs cost, good Lord. And $500 to save hours upon hours of work is crazy.
Yep.
So Renee, the one you were talking about, do you know how much that one was? Or how did you find it?
I'm actually not sure. That one is through the Grand Forks Public School has it.
Oh, okay.
Able to use it through there. But
Mhm.
they share all of that information about the students with me. And I've actually done a profile to I went through and did one just so I could kind
Me
of
too.
Mhm. Yep.
see what it was all about. And yeah, so I'm not sure about the cost of that one, Dawn, but it's really good.
What's the name of it?
What was the name of it again, Renee?
Youth Science.
Okay.
Youth
I'll
Science?
definitely get you some, I'll get you some information on it too.
Yeah, just put a link or something in the chat box if you would.
Yeah, the Zello is the program that the state of South Dakota uses to help schools match all of those laws that they passed in regard to career assessment and those kinds of things. So it used to be Career Cruising, and then they switched over to Zello a few years
But
ago.
It actually used to be called SD My Life.
It is still called that, but it's, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
even take the kids to that anymore. They just now know Zello.world, and it's XELLO. You know, it's weird.
Yeah, it's all the same thing, guys. It's
Yeah.
SD My Life was also called Career Cruising. SD
Yep.
My Life is now also referred to as Zello with the X.
Yeah.
It was made in Canada, but it's used in the US as well, or they have an entire part used in the US. As far as I know, North Dakota has an equivalent of that. And
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called. Does it, Dawn?
Are you ready? ND,
Oh, are you ready? Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And I apologize, I didn't hear what you guys said the first few minutes. I kept wondering, how come you guys aren't talking? My volume was on, but there was a second volume switch and I missed entirely the volume of the first.
Well, you missed it now. You have to guess at it.
I know, I'm trying.
Sorry, Marion. The question I had posed to the group was, now that we've had to work in this odd environment for the past year, we've all tried new things. And what are some things that we've tried this year that you're thinking, this is really good, I'm going to continue doing this?
I'll say that I would continue Nearpod. It is a site that you create a PowerPoint and you can add collaborative questions in there and things like that. I'm only focusing on using it in the future when there's a snow day, but there's no snow days. I know that kids are not very excited about that, but when they are out of the school, it'll be a good way to have some communication.
What was the
Okay.
name of that again?
Nearpod.
NEAR?
Yep,
Could you
I'll
put it in the chat?
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that too. Like I'm absolutely going to use the lessons that I've created, even in person, like, because for them to write down on a piece of paper, it's not the same as having it online and having it interactive. Because even the shy kids, if they don't want to talk in class, at least they're writing out their answers and I can see them and it's not necessarily shared with the group. So
is that when you create that, then does that platform work for Google Classroom?
yes.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna ask, because I don't know what Nearpod is, but I would definitely continue to use Google Classroom. I have a trio classroom at my school, like a 7th grade trio classroom, 8th grade trio classroom, etc. All the students who are participants are signed into that. So it's an awesome platform to share anything. We want to go on a field trip or we got this or that planned. I
Yep.
can write one message to all of the students. And like you said, Danny, I don't know what your name is. Is that your name, Danny?
Yep.
They can upload things in there if they don't want to speak out in front of other kids.
Mm.
It's just
Yeah, and it's very nice. It's a different program. You can definitely run it through Google Classroom. You can run it through Zoom, whatever that platform is. It's just another site that you would have to create, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And they
So-
can join on their phones too, which is really cool. Or tablets or whatever they want to be able. One kid didn't have his laptop, so I lent him my phone in class and it went really well.
So can I have you explain something real quick? If it can be explained quickly. Because I'm old. Okay. So is it similar to like YouTube, only it's UPod? Are you creating a podcast? What are you doing?
So there's like pre-lessons that you can use in class. What you do is you create it on your end and the students will then put in the code for that lesson. So when the students put in the code for that lesson, you're all in one specific group, whether you're in the classroom or spread out, and you go through the PowerPoint or the PowerPoint that's been created or that you created, and they can answer it through the collaborative boards, polls, quizzes, things like that.
So essentially it's an interactive PowerPoint.
Yes.
So it's kind of like Kahoot, but
Mhm.
Mhm.
But not answering to everybody, just answering to you.
Right.
Correct.
Okay,
And it's not so quick. And
Okay.
I feel like in Kahoot, it's pretty quick.
Right,
but in this,
exactly,
you
yeah.
can
Right.
have talking points and things like that as well.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to do some research on it because it sounds interesting.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, you just reach out. I
Okay.
really like that program.
Cool. Thank you.
Mhm.
And we did the free one on that for quite a while. We just purchased a 1-year subscription to it.
How much is
It was
that?
not,
Dawn?
I don't remember the exact price. I can look it up for you later, but
Okay.
they were using it often and were running out of space. So,
Oh, okay.
but the free one did quite a bit. So,
Okay.
One other thing I do want to say about Nearpod is when you're done with a lesson, you can go on to another lesson. You can go on to a different class. But you can go back into that lesson and see what the students said, what the responses were, all of that
Oh,
later. So that's really nice too.
no kidding. Can you print a roster of who has attended and watched your videos?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay.
that definitely sounds like a keeper.
Yeah.
Well, in the free lesson, we got like 12 lessons out of it, and then you also have access to like that you could create yourself. And then you have access to the Nearpod library, which they're already done lessons. Like you wouldn't even have to create them. So that's really
So if you would delete one, can you then add another one, or not? Maybe not delete, but
yes.
okay.
You can, but you can go back and see the responses after you've deleted them.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
I
that's
know-
where we came into trouble is if we all had, 4 different classes and then we're
Right.
running out of space. So
okay. Yeah, it sounds really interesting. I'm gonna check that out. Cool.
I've been hearing from my staff as well. I'm sure we all have at least 1 or 15 different wood burn press products in our shelves. And of course, most of them got put on the shelf and left on the shelf this year for a while. But their access this year for their virtual content was very strong. That was worth the price. All of their middle school content was 1 purchase. All of their high school content was a 2nd purchase. At least that's how we did it. And that's been used a lot this year.
I actually have that pulled up. I'm not sure that I know how to share a screen, but I could show people that the amount
Yeah.
of resources are really remarkable. I would suggest we get it again, just even when you hand out a hard copy, is to have that virtual piece in on the whiteboard or whatever they're calling it now. I don't know if I can do that. Let's see.
There you go.
Yeah. Can you guys see that in full screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go in and you have all these topics like like transitions. When I went to transitions, through the grade, what you can expect in the grade, but there's other stuff on that depending on what kind of resource. I really like these rack cards because what I would do is I would post them. I wonder, every time I do this, and maybe Don, you can help me out here. I always have to go back to the beginning to change this out. And I don't know why that is. Do you?
Not
If I put this in
sure.
academic skills, I get nothing. Well, I wouldn't on rack cards, but activity booklets. Okay, getting good grades.
Mhm. So why don't you just click on getting good
Go
grades
into
there?
middle school, you can go into the grade that you want and look up, I don't know, pamphlets for them, academic skills. You could look under bullying and school safety. That should, all of those should be coming up. I don't know why they don't. I always have to go back out and come back in, and I don't know why that is. So
Mary
but
Jo,
like-
can you go to one and open it so we can see what it looks like?
if I can get one to open, I can.
Well, you have that activity book.
See, that can't, let's cross that out, but,
Get clear all,
Get it-
try to clear
okay,
all of them,
like
right?
for this one, getting the most out of middle school, if you go into the high school, you'll get the one getting most out of middle school. And then you can share it and then get a link, and then I put that link into the Google Classroom. And then they can follow along when we're online, or they can just follow along as I'm going through it, and then they can go back and access it. And then on some of them, what I did was let's see if I can get this bigger. Oh, guess not. What am I doing wrong there? Oh, okay. But it goes through table of contents, what to expect. And then what I did was we would just go through them, and then I would ask them, like we did today, a question to go in the chat. And then if they participated, I put them in a door prize and sent out door prizes and stuff like that, just to get more participation.
Yeah.
But I thought they were pretty helpful. And then it does have PowerPoints in it. There's PowerPoints available. So I think they did a really remarkable job on a dime, as far as turning it around. It was really, really something. I was really glad to have that. And I'm still using it, even though I'm back partly in some of my schools. The other thing, do you mind if I keep going here, Don? Because I got another thing I thought I would
Sure.
share. And that is work in Native or reservation schools. If you have not contacted them or used any of their resources, I would highly recommend this one. And what you do is you go to For Students and you go to Native Pathways, but they also have other, they have YouTube videos. But what's so great about it is that it's done by Native American students. And so they see people that look like them and talk like them and have goals, and just the whole feel of it is so awesome. But this particular one, they have a video on this particular guidebook. I won't play it, but I'm going to quick go into the guidebook. What I did was I ordered these hard copy and I sent them to my seniors, because this is the table of contents. I'm trying to move that. Some of the stuff that's in here. One of the really helpful things I thought was this admissions chat. And the reason I say that is because you say, well, call the school and ask them. These kids are so intimidated by that. Oh, this is my favorite. The sample personal statement, it's excellent. But this is the admissions chat. This would be great for any senior. I like the visual of it. It's not intimidating. It's one at a time. They're kind of color coded, and they can kind of, grab this, mark the 5, 6, 10 questions they want to ask, and they got them right there. They don't have to go, oh, I forgot to ask about that. But they can do their research and then prepare for that phone call. And this is really a good, page to go to, I guess. And then, it explains transcripts, and I don't know. I just highly recommend this book because it's beautiful and great stories and good explanations of things. And I don't know. Any questions on that?
No, but thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, just contact the American Indian College Fund. If you get a hold of them, you can email them. And I actually had a Zoom call with one of the guys, and we talked about different ways. But they also have like an interest test inside of this website for Native students. They can develop folders and files and just keep their stuff there if they want to. It's really remarkable. I haven't been able to use all of it, obviously, but it's one that it's a go-to. And then they have another one. This is more for probably students that are graduating college, but they have a career pathways. And that's a really great book too for people that are ready to launch into the career and stuff. And they talk about, job interviews. They talk about how to dress, resumes, and all this other kind of stuff. So it's really, really neat. Okay, I'll quit sharing.
I have a question, Mary Jo. On the previous one, the plus Woodburn Press,
Yeah.
it said /UND Trio. Did I miss that, or did you guys have to subscribe to that, or how did you get to it?
That's a
We
Dawn
did.
question.
We did subscribe to it. We purchased a 1-year subscription to it.
Okay, do you remember just approximately how much that is?
No, but I'll look it up for you.
Okay, if you could send me an email with that, that would be
Sure.
great, because I want to get that.
I have a
Mary
question.
Jo, where exactly was that on the American Indian? I'm trying to find that particular part of their website.
Who's talking?
Stacy.
Oh,
Stacy.
sorry. I'm going, I don't see anybody's mouth moving.
All right.
Yeah, you guys turn on your videos so we can see
Where
you.
is it?
I have a question, Mary Jo. I ordered those same books. How long did it take you to get them?
Well, that depends. The first time I ordered them, which was last spring, they came pretty quickly. The second time I ordered them during the pandemic, I had to write them back and say, I thought you were going to send them. And then, oh, sorry, we are in the middle of something. So it's a hit or miss. And then same way with the career pathway. And they were really apologetic about it. The career pathway came a lot quicker, but I had to kind of give them a push on that second load. But I did.
I ordered them a couple of weeks ago. I haven't heard anything. So
How long ago?
about 2 weeks ago.
Just follow up with them, send them another email and ask them.
Okay.
That's what I would do. Now, the question was, what's the website?
I got it. Thanks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, if you just put in, Native American, what is it? Native Indian American collegefund.org.
Yeah, you have to go to collegefund.org. If you go under an American Indian College Fund, it takes you to a different website.
Well, and on that website, they have a ton of videos that I highly recommend too.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
Yeah, and on all kinds of topics.
Which website has the videos?
The
American Indian College Fund.
does
Okay,
have the
yeah,
websites.
I got that already.
Yeah. You really got to go in and find stuff. In fact, that was why I had a Zoom session with the guy, is that he kind of gave me the tour of the website and stuff. And but you guys are probably way more tech savvy and can my brain, I've really been challenged this year to make it work, but I've got to where I needed to be for most stuff. So good luck with your journey.
Thanks, Mary Jo.
Not sharing on that one, but those are the two things that I would say I was pretty happy with and still am. So
Yes, thank
instead of
you.
ordering it, I don't know what I would have done. The Nearpod stuff doesn't work for me as well as it does for those people that probably have technology born in their veins. But so
It's kind of like teaching an old dog new tricks with me.
Yeah.
It takes me a while, but once I get it, I'm good.
well, and that was the Google Classroom. I had 5 teachers for that, and it was the last teacher that finally made it all gel for me. So that's going very well. I can put together a thing like pretty quickly if I know what the lesson is. So
Right.
That's because we're old. It takes us a while.
well, like I told Don and Derek, I said, I'm going to retire here pretty soon. I was really hoping to just kind of stay under the radar, and just like not have to learn too much more technology than I already have. And it was just like this, just totally wrecked it. And I tell kids that story. I say, I have cried over this, literally cried over it. And then of course, that's the story I tell in Growth Mindset. And they have activity books and rack cards and those kind of things and I think a PowerPoint in the Woodburn Press. And so that's been stuff that we've been focusing on too, is how do we change the way we think about things and stuff. So anyway, I'm going to mute myself now.
It's good to hear your voice. I miss you.
Yes, USD Talent Search Team. I love the stuff she shared with the Woodburn Press. I have all of that in hard print. Well,
Me
I have
too.
books, but
Yeah.
and I'm doing that with my students. But now this is so much more helpful, and
So
I
there-
didn't know you could get this subscription for that.
Yeah. So Marion, the subscription for the two groups, it was both middle school and high school. It was like $2,000 for the year.
Okay,
For all sites, John?
Yep,
Okay,
for all of their, everything in their middle school programming and everything in their high school programming.
okay.
And then it has the backup, like, here's a PowerPoint to go along with that presentation if you want to use it type of thing.
thank you, Dawn. If there's a link on where to order that, if you could email me that. And I think that's well worth it because we don't have to buy the hard copy. Buy the hard copies, then we'll just do this. Because either way, you know, if we're in the class, we can pull it up as a PowerPoint and,
It's just on their website, for Woodburn Press.
okay, just on their website, okay.
Well, one other thing with that is that on that share where it says share, it says the link is copied. You can email that to students. And that's what I've done too,
Oh.
is there's certain students want certain information. And so I'll just copy the link and send it. And then they can view it from their email. It'll open
Perfect,
up on there.
perfect.
So on the flip side, has there been anything that you've purchased or thought this was gonna be the end all be all awesome and it's like, yeah, no, we're not continuing that anymore.
We really didn't purchase anything new. All the videos that I have shared and done with the kids, I created myself. They had to look at this, you know, me talking. And so Marion, we didn't purchase anything, did we? I can't recall.
Not really anything new. Except for that Trio Works, but that actually is a good publication. I don't have it here. It's in my classroom. That's by Woodburn Press, isn't it? Does anyone have a copy that they can hold up and show? Maybe I have some in the student file.
I don't have any yet, Marion.
Which
Yeah, I
one?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I got those too.
That, thank you, Gary. Those are good.
Gary, put it up there again. Hold on, I can't see you.
You can get online and order like
Yeah.
samples. They'll send
Yeah.
you like 3 or 4 free samples. And then, so like if you pick like 7th grade, 9th grade, 11th grade or something like that, then you can kind of get some ideas about, you know, around those age groups. I mean,
Yeah, I got this as a
it's a
sample.
lot of paperwork, in my opinion. I'd much rather do more hands-on if you're in the classroom. Like my schools haven't been closed at all. So it's been just a regular year for me. Of course, a lot of kids aren't showing up, but it's a lot of, you know, paperwork. If
In the Trio Works, Martha?
yeah.
Okay,
I mean, it's good. I would get some samples because they're free. And then you can see if you want to buy them or not, and then kind of tweak them or something, you know, but they want you to
Yeah.
buy a whole book for each kid. And I think it's like, I don't know, $4.95, $5.95 a booklet or something.
Something like that. Don, as the director, you can ask for a sample for each of whatever they offer. You can get a sample each.
I've
Well,
gotten
I got-
lots of samples from them.
Yeah,
I
I
The
have
think I have a
publisher is
sample, but-
Paradigm Shift.
Yeah, that's a Paradigm Shift product.
Oh,
Okay. And I have used them, and I always use them in connection with activities. So that's what I do, Martha. I always do an activity and then some paperwork. That way I
Right.
have a combination.
Yeah.
And the
I know
crazy thing is sometimes you survey kids and ask them what kind of stuff they like best. And some of the kids say the handouts. And, you know, like there are really some kids that like doing that. They like reading and answering questions.
I have never had a student tell me that.
Really? I get it all the time. They want to do handouts. They want to do fill in the blank. So,
That's good.
Marion, did you get copies for all of us for that, or is that something that we need to go and request a sample for ourselves?
I was gonna share them during staff meeting. I just
Oh, okay.
recently got the copies, but everybody can order them, some on their own too. The
You
free
can
ones.
get on and order them yourself.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they'll just send you, I think you can get 3.
See, I
It
think
may
I
be
bought
4.
one.
It's 3 or 4, and they'll send you what you choose. Just go to Woodburn Press and then look for.
No,
the
it's
Trio
Paradigm Shift. It's not
No,
Woodburn
those
Press.
are Woodburn Press. Maybe what Gary showed was Paradigm Shift, but Woodburn Press has the Trio Works books for each grade level.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
that's what I thought. I thought it was Woodburn Press. I have them, Kate, and I can bring them tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works.
Just gotta remind myself.
Say, Cassandra, I know EOC has, and you've been directly involved in it, brought in new scheduling system and the Canva. Do you want to talk a little bit about those?
Sure. So EOC has been using a new scheduling service that it's called Calendly. And we give out a link and students can click on our link and it brings them directly to our scheduling site. And it's all, your calendars are all collaborated together in one site so that when they go on, they can see when you have time available. So if you already have appointments in your day, they won't be able to schedule with you. And we found that it makes it really kind of easy for people, other agencies as well, to schedule with us. It kind of just takes out that back and forth of an email or a phone call or anything like that. And that, well, does Tuesday work for you? Nope. Does Wednesday, that back and forth. So it makes it really easy for somebody to just click on it and say, I want to meet with you. And then they can pick that time. Once our agencies that we're working with jump on board with it, it's really made time. I mean, it's just nice. It shows up on your calendar. It gives you an email alert that says, hey, this has been scheduled. It tells you the time, blocks it off on your calendar for you, and it just does all of the work. So that one has definitely been a game changer for a lot of us that are using it.
And it also texts the student or whoever made the appointment, sends them a reminder, hey, you still having this appointment with Cassandra on whatever. I thought that was a cool feature.
Yeah, and that text message feature just came out not too long ago, but it would send an email reminder before that. Yeah, so that's kind of helped on the students keeping their appointments. So you can set it up differently, and it's got you could set it up to remind them a day before, 4 hours before, an hour before, whatever you think your students are going to need. Yeah, it'll send an email, a text. I don't know if phone call is an option, but it also gives you the option when you're scheduling to do a Zoom, if you want a Teams meeting, if you do Google Classroom. It offers like in-person, you can choose from a list and you can put in how you want to meet and let your students pick. EOC has been doing a lot of virtual FAFSA meetings and that kind of stuff and helping students fill out through Zoom, or I guess I've done a few Teams with it too. So it just allows a lot of flexibility for scheduling on their part as well. But overall, I think we did pay for the full use of it, and we can have 5 of us on it, I believe, or I don't even remember how many people you could have under your group. But it would allow you, it wasn't expensive at all. I mean, I want to say it was under $200 a year. I mean, it was very, very reasonable for all of us to have it.
It's like $120.
Yeah, yeah, it was
really
very
cost
reasonable.
effective.
And the other nice thing is like, we've been doing virtual events with high schools. And so the students can, when they click on the link, it can go on availability. So like between like 4 or 5 different advisors, we're all in on this link, and it pulls all of our schedules together. So students can just pick the time that works, and then they get whatever advisors available at that time. So all 4 or 5 of us have the ability to collaborate on some of these events as well, for scheduling. So it's really, it's been very beneficial for a lot of us. And then the other one that Dawn had mentioned was Canva. It's a like a publishing program that we're using for our posters and flyers and anything that we're marketing materials. And that has been, it's a lot of fun to use. It sucks a lot of your time once you get into it because it's a lot of fun to play with. But it makes a lot of really professional materials. Lately I've tried buying some of the stuff that we've made through it. I actually bought my Christmas cards personally through it. I bought some business cards through it and some posters as well and had them sent and printed. And the printing was really reasonable compared to like a Vistaprint. I mean, if any of you guys are familiar with that, very similar type services, but you get to create everything on your own. The quality was very excellent for all of it that I've had done. So yeah, two things that we've just kind of used that have just kind of opened up our availability and kind of the products that we're putting out there. We've needed to kind of get a farther reach. So we've used Canva a lot on our social media pages just to kind of get some eye-catching kind of draw people's attention in a little bit more, but two programs that we really like.
Thank you. Yeah, we purchased Canva and I honestly have not had time to really play around with it yet. Danny has just started with it using some of their formats for our summer program advertising.
Well, if you need help, let me know. I don't know it all, but I can definitely help.
Absolutely. It's just so user friendly that if you mess up, it's one button and it goes away. So that's pretty nice too.
And I love that it saves as you go too. So
It
you don't work on something for 2-3 hours or, however long you're working on something.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's gone and you don't know what happened. It automatically saves as you go. So that's been a lifesaver in enough number of times.
Absolutely.
So I know the big challenge this year for all of us has been recruitment, getting that paperwork turned in this year. Has anybody been happy with a strategy for this year that seems to be working for them?
We finally put our application online, which we hadn't ever done before. So that has gotten us some success. But we're still 200 students short as of now of our goal.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we can still make up that difference.
Right. Yeah, I think we're all going to be in recovery mode from this year for a while.
How about you guys, Don? How did you meet student numbers?
We have not met our numbers yet. No, we don't have as many to meet, but yeah, we're still struggling. And we've got the online forum. We've got paper form. We're starting to get back in person, but yeah, I know my experience in the classrooms this year, from day one, even the kids that came to through this program and before the pandemic were just on track. They were solid. And I started this year and we've been in person too, just like Martha. And my first meeting with them, I thought, what happened to you guys? Their whole demeanor was just deflated and it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do next year. I'm thinking, whoa. What just happened? And it's taken all year to get back to a place where they're really getting back on track. It's been a really difficult year this year, at least with my group.
Well, and I would say with my kids too, it's everyone's wearing masks all the time. So
yep.
You can't tell you can't see this part of their face. So you can't tell what they're thinking. You can't hear them. They can't hear you. So that adds an extra burden to communication and all of that. I would say the one thing I have started this year that I never did before, I used to meet kids at the library after school all the time to do FAFSA, do ACT review, do ACT practice, other placement test practices. Now I do Zoom meetings so they can be at home and I can be at home. The libraries here were all closed. They're open now, but they still don't allow any meeting rooms to be used. They don't have tables out with chairs. So of course that really impacts our population of kids. There's no computers for kids to go use at libraries and things like that. But they do have Chromebooks that they get to take home. So we try to do that. And it's been super helpful. And I definitely think I'll use that again in the future because I can be at home, they can be at home. We're not at the library till 7 at night. I'd rather come home and then meet with them later and get those things done. So I never, a year ago, I was just fumbling through Zoom meetings, but now they're just pretty easy to do with students. And they appreciate it too. And then parents can get on with me and the student. So it's been really good. I don't know if any of the rest of you have had that as a positive, but that's been really positive.
Yeah.
Same here, Martha. At the beginning and when October hit and we started working on FAFSAs, I did big groups and it was very, very time consuming. And so now they schedule a time with me and it doesn't matter what time it is. Well, I'm not going to do it at midnight, but if they're at home, their parents are right there and they're already at home. So if they need to dig through their tax papers or whatever, they're right there. And so I have some upcoming ones, scheduled for 8 o'clock one night. I don't know if I'll be able to stay awake that long. I'm just kidding. But
Or not before.
yeah, but that's okay because I just feel I'm able to meet the needs of the family, not just the student or our participant. So that's my take on it.
I did want to say that I had a pretty good experience with seniors. My school, that school is closed and it will not open. And I didn't know how, and I tried DocuSign, I tried the classroom and everything. And then I asked the school guidance counselor if there were any days they were bringing seniors back for the end of figuring out what is going to happen. And she said, oh yeah, they're going to do pictures. And so she got me the date. Well, it's tomorrow at 3 or whatever it was. And so I went down there and I got almost all of them. Well, minus 11. So I've sent those out, but it was pretty remarkable that I got all of them. So that was, if your schools aren't in session, if there are dates that seniors are coming back, that may be one way for you to get your senior paperwork. It certainly worked for me. My other school, on the other hand, is in trimester mode, and those seniors haven't been in school the last trimester because they were finished. They're just waiting to graduate. So that is a little more challenging. So
wow. That would be difficult.
it is.
Huh.
But I've got a teacher and a guidance counselor and the mail and a phone call. So I mean, it's almost like I don't know. You just got to do about 7 different things to get a run result,
I know.
So I'm ready for this too shall pass. I'm waiting for that pass part.
I'm hoping all schools are open next year.
Absolutely.
I hope the kids get better.
Well, I'm worried about my seniors who are still planning to go to college. They are passing students no matter what with an IP on their transcript.
And that stands for?
What's that mean?
Incomplete pass. All students at Pine Ridge High School will be passed with IP.
And how does that help them get in
I'm worried about them
for college next year? Wow.
Well, if they go and if they're accepted. Now, my kids who applied like for Gates, and they have been in session, done all their work, they have grades, not IP. I'm talking about the ones who are going to slide through. They're going to pass everybody no matter what, because my school did not get computers until January of this year. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They were running copies and nobody was returning anything. I mean, it's just a nightmare. And so they're going to pass these kids no matter what, because the school. Now, Pine Ridge ordered their computers in May and they came right before Christmas.
Wow.
That's how my school was too. One of my schools. They were in the same boat as Becky. I think we got our computers at the same time, our laptops. I don't think they're doing that though. I think they have to pass the class. We're not doing the IP. As far as I know, I haven't seen it on any transcripts anyway.
Yeah, they're on.
Well, in that case, it's not the kid's fault that the school wasn't prepared and, didn't have the equipment. So you almost have to pass them if they've done any kind of effort, but.
But the thing is, on the transcript, it says IP, but no credit is allotted. So I'm not sure how that's going to work.
Becky, does it mean in progress? Because so the one school I teach at, they do IP grades, and that means in progress. So that means like you have to, finish the requirements to pass. You just have like an
Hold on. I'm going to look here real quick.
I see that a lot, Caitlin, in our Minnesota schools. They'll list what they're currently enrolled in, and it's in progress.
Yeah. Well, I could be wrong. It doesn't happen often, you guys. Just kidding.
That's why we're shocked, Becky.
Nobody said a word. They're like, oh my God.
We're all on mute, so you couldn't hear us.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen here. I'm not going to, I think I have it to where you can't see. I don't want to, oops. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. Where is it? Okay, you can't see any names or anything, can you?
No.
See right here? Incomplete pass.
But passing, meaning to me that they're still in process for it.
Does that mean that if they don't pass the class, Becky, in the time allotted, that they have to go to summer school to pass that?
So Kelly, does that mean they won't graduate then? Because that's not what we were told. Peggy told
Todd County, how Sunny and Barry said, because we have a lot that are not incomplete passing or passing totally, and they have to go to summer school. I think they can walk the walk at graduation, but they cannot get their diploma unless they finish and get a passing grade. So that means they would have to go to summer school.
Yeah, that's the way it is at Marty too.
Okay. I'm going to double check on that. Peggy just told me that everybody would pass because of the computers not getting there until January.
Yeah, and that might be in your case.
Well, I don't,
Becky,
I'll double check.
Yeah, because I know with Marty, they've had computers since last spring. They got them last quarter last year already. So that yours is different than Marty and Todd County, I think.
Well, I hope they have to work for it, honestly, because
I wouldn't tell the kids they're passing regardless.
No kidding.
Yeah, but if she made that public announcement, there's going to be some teacher that's going to say something.
Well, no, I asked on a personal phone call with
Oh,
no,
okay.
This
okay.
wasn't announced.
All right, okay.
And I'm not telling any student that.
No, I know.
I want them to have the fear that they might not pass, so they better get busy.
Right.
When I was talking to Sunny last, because Todd County is still online, when I was up there we were having a meeting, they're talking about going 8 weeks in the fall of online.
See, Pine Ridge is not done until June 25th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Marty extended their school year till the 21st of May.
But they
So,
actually didn't start school until September 19th.
Oh, that's.
right,
Yeah.
they didn't, Marty didn't either.
Same way with TZ, they didn't start till the 19th of September.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to go till the end of June, and then they got a waiver from Indian Education, so they're gonna be done on May 22nd.
Yeah, that's the same thing with Marty.
Well, that
Yep.
doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Well,
A
the problem
waiver?
was they'd have to pay the teachers an extra month.
Oh.
A lot of the schools around here, they brought teachers back like a month early. Like CEB teachers, they went to school like the whole month of August. So they went a long time already and they have to go till the middle of June. So yeah, some of them are not
Interesting.
very
Okay.
happy.
That's the other thing, that's with Marty too, they're trying to do 2 sessions for summer school because there's so many students so far behind and they can't get the teachers. Because right now we're back in full time and 9 out of 10 teachers in that building are teaching 8 hours a day. They're not getting a prep. The only time they're getting off is lunch. And I did that one day last week and I don't know how those teachers are doing it 5 days a week because I was so exhausted, I could barely make it home. You know, so it's, yeah, I'm glad Marty has the waiver because I know the teachers wouldn't be able to last. It's going to be tough this long.
I don't know how Crow Creek's doing it. They finally went back in person. It's a hybrid. So freshmen and sophomore are Mondays and Wednesdays, and juniors and seniors are Tuesdays and Thursdays. But when I'm there, they have maybe 1, maybe 2 in a classroom. The rest are not there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Marty is like that too. And now they started track, football, and something else. There's 3 sports going on. So basically, and they're not making the kids have passing grades to be able to participate. So you're lucky if you get 4 kids per class.
Sheesh. And Crow Creek, they decided to do track as the only spring sport, and there's only 1 girl on the track team. 1, and she's barely passing. That's it. Because some are like, yeah.
Well, we've only got about 5 minutes left here. Is there something that we haven't touched on that you at least want to pose the question and see if there's a brilliant answer out there?
I have something off topic. Are we going to
Sure.
have a state meeting at all?
I know North Dakota is doing our state meeting.
Oh, next week.
Ours is in
next
May.
Tuesday.
Ours is in
Oh.
May.
Okay, thanks, Martha. I knew that. Sorry.
See, brilliant answers right here on this screen.
Martha, could you remind me what day that is again, please?
Yeah. I put it in here, hold on. May 11th from 10 to 11:30 is South Dakota's meeting.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And given the themes of the conference today, I'm assuming both states are needing people to step in and step up, so consider it.
Okay, Dawn, consider it.
I
are-
have done it.
I know, but you
And it
see,
was-
it's perfect because you already know.
It was an awesome experience, truly. But now it's time for others.
Come on. I'm too old.
Oh, please. All right. Well, would anybody be offended if we cut off a couple of minutes early?
No, it was good seeing everybody.
It was very good to see
Yeah.
your faces. Nick, next time we see you, we're gonna get some voice action out of you.
I just want to say something really quick.
Yes.
Talent Search USD, I just checked. At this point, we only need 122 more students. Somebody
Nice.
added a bunch, so thank you.
That's
for
awesome.
whoever added a bunch more.
Awesome.
Okay, so,
Thank you, Dawn.
Dawn, if you want Nick to, talk,
Yes,
you just gotta train him. He asks all kinds of questions.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, he's a great addition, so very, very
Perfect.
talkative.
Good.
I just started last week, so I just wanted to listen today. So,
Oh,
nothing-
that's a perfect reason to just
nothing
listen.
I can say.
Well, and I told him he was supposed to, so,
That's good. Well, hopefully
No,
we
I
didn't scare you
didn't.
off.
no, I didn't.
Because this is a great program and great people in here. So
Welcome to Trio, Nick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
he's a fantastic addition.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far.
awesome. All right. Well, everybody take care. We'll see you in one of the next sessions.
Sounds good. Bye, guys.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.